Friday with more of today. And if you've ever found yourself living a life you wish you could change, lots of people, today could be just the beginning. But how do you take that first step toward a new career or a new relationship?
Yeah, here to help you open the book on a better second chapter are Marci Alboher. She's the author of Encore Career Handbook. And Gabrielle Bernstein, the author of the New York Times bestseller, May Cause Miracles. Hi, ladies.
Ladies, lovely to have you both here with us today.
Yeah, we're going to talk about specific questions in a moment, but so many women are going through that sort of change in their life where they want a second chapter, but they're afraid. They're not quite sure how to take that step, right?
Right. We're seeing it everywhere. And I spend a lot of time talking to people who are kind of, kids are launched.
Yes.
It's time for something new.
Everything that defined them before is no longer there.
Right, and it's really about kind of, sometimes it's about reinventing yourself, but also people have this real urge to do something that matters in the world. So we're talking a lot about your second act and a better self, but I think people are really seeking a way to make a better world at the same time.
Okay, is that what you're saying, Gabrielle?
Transitions can be very paralyzing for people, so I can see that there's a lot of fear that comes up around it. So finding tools to really navigate that change is necessary at that time.
We took a lot of viewer questions and we whittled them down to these. So let's get some advice. Here, this one comes from Stacy. She writes, I have been a stay-at-home mom for 5 years. Is it possible to go from mommy to career woman without going back to school? That can be a daunting.
Yes, the answer is yes. And I think the thing is to stop thinking of yourself as going from mommy to, think of all the work.
She's going to still be a mommy.
She's still going to be a mommy. You're always going to be that. But also, what have you done in your community? What have you done in volunteering and fundraising and running your kids' schools and raising kids and all the issues that raises? Have you dealt with learning issues? Have you raised money for a big fundraiser?
And what if you have done stuff
And if you've done those things, that's the stuff you have to position as the work you have been doing, both in your community and that's going to be the stuff that's going to show up on your resume. You can create a
That's
LinkedIn.
all you've got to put on your resume.
You can put it on your LinkedIn profile as volunteer work.
Sometimes it's hard to find what you really want to do. I think that's what people have trouble with.
I think that it's really helpful to focus on your effortless actions, like what Marci was saying. Were you a philanthropist? Were you working in the cooking arena? What is it that you did by choice? And really focusing on what you did by choice can help you get inspired to do that next career path.
All right, let's go into dating. This woman, Nicole, writes, I'm a 40-year-old divorced just over a year, and I have no idea how to get back in the dating world. Yeah. That's, people say go online.
The world's changed so much since when she was dating before.
Yeah, it's tough.
So I just have to give, Gabrielle's the expert on this one, but I do say I have personal experience with this one.
Of course
because
you do.
You're the expert.
I lived through that one, and I got back into the dating market at 39, and I met my now husband, who was 46 and never been married at the time.
How'd you meet him?
Online.
Of course you did. Is that the way to go?
My mom met her husband on Match.com at 55. So I think my answer to her is, this is an exciting time to date. It's so easy. There's so many more resources, and there's obviously success stories.
Okay. All right, this one comes from
fun.
Kimberly. All right, she says, Kimberly writes, getting ready to be an empty nester, stay-at-home mom for 20 years. Help.
Help, yes. So you know what, empty nester, and I think I read this question, kids are going off to college. It's kind of like time for we need like school for the second half of life. That's what this woman needs to launch her own Encore career and figure out how she's going to match up what she has with what the world needs. It's all about, and it could be going back to school, it could be learning in some kind of whole new way, a fellowship, an adult internship, volunteering. There's so many ways to get your feet wet and try some experimenting.
Right. Now, a lot of it has to do with what you can afford at that point, too, right? It's one thing if you say, I'm just going to become a painter and you don't have to make a living.
Yeah.
What if you have to make a living at something?
Well, I think if you have to make a living at that, then once again, similar to the last question, we have to really focus on what you are inspired by, what's exciting for you. And if you're going back out into the workforce and interviewing again, if you're energized by what it is you're going after, you'll be more likely to get that job opportunity.
It seems to me the most thing, you have to be honest about your own abilities. I have a friend a lovely, lovely person who just, decided at a certain age, I'm going to be an actress.
Yeah.
And I tried to explain to her, me too. I mean, we all want to be an actress, and it's not as easy as it sounds, but you better have some passion about it.
Yes.
Willing to put in the work.
You're right, absolutely. All right, ladies, thank you.
Very much.
Thanks.